I have a 2-year-old and she's trying to get in, but I'm not really the biggest fan of that. Hi,
Grim Lord.
Ashley. I'm a really big fan of yours. Um, Thank you for, welcoming me into your life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I my only question, I know you said one question, and I know you also say a lot of time that don't look at the comments when you come up. Like let's focus on the dialogue, let's have a good conversation. Let's get into some things. So the thing that I want to get into, I'm from Las Vegas, born and raised. I am 28 years old, and really, my main question is, do you see anything on social media or in real life that other people, single mothers, I should say, because I'm a single mom myself. I was in a 8-year relationship with both of um, my children's dad. So they have the same dad. And I wanted to know if you had any advice for women who are single mothers and they're trying to step back into the dating world.
I know you are a single mom, but you don't always need to acknowledge that you are when you're going out to date, Men don't acknowledge it, so I don't think, women should. So I think you just need to get yourself together, work on who you are, and put yourself back out there.
Okay.
So
Ashley,
she just basically
what?
said F them kids then. That's basically what she just said. In a nutshell.
But what she mean don't acknowledge that you're a single mother. You're going to have to tell him that you're a single mom. Like, what are you going to hide that to the third date until when he's into you? Hey, by the way, I got a
Right.
2-year-old.
Right.
Just
Nah,
so you
that's
know.
gotta be up there. Like, she trying to make it probably don't lead with it or whatever, but I mean, it's there. He's 2
You're
years
going to
old.
have
He
to
ain't
tell
going
him.
nowhere. Like, come on now.
Right. You can't lie about it. I
For real.
mean, what you mean?
Or don't acknowledge it. I mean, it's part of it. You don't want to get close to some man. He think, you got something going, and he see prospects, and then come to find out you got 2 kids.
It's like we gonna trick the man into to being with you. Like get him infatuated with you, then spring it on him. Oh, by the way, I'm a single mom.
I mean,
Come
you're
on
not
now.
done. Like it's not a death sentence. I mean, it just leaves your negotiating and your demand power a little less. Like, well, not a little less, but a lot less per se. So you can still date. It's just you don't have the upper hand. Like, it's a real simple concept. But whatever.
Right. And you have to let go of some of them demands. Like I said before on previous videos, and I'll say it again, these single moms coming in asking for 100% provider needs to be out the window. You don't get that. I'm sorry. I'm not. Then don't confuse this with all of. She says that lady don't deserve love. I will never say that. I ain't never said that nobody doesn't deserve love. I said that you not gonna get no 100% provider. Or let me rephrase it. You don't get the request 100% provider. Now, if he decides to do it, that's on him. But you don't get the requested. You're bringing another mouth to the table. You need to put some funds on the table.
Definitely.
You're bringing not only yourself,
for yours, like,
right?
That's for mine.
But you bringing yourself and a child. You're not gonna take care of your child
until you pass the buck, right? It's on his job now. Since we're in a relationship, it is his kids now. No,
it's your kids.
Like,
it's your kids, and even though you're a mother, you still have a financial responsibility, just like the father. Because they get it twisted that a father's responsibility is only financial. He has other responsibilities to his children besides financial.
100%.
Just like a mother has other responsibilities than being nurturing and caring and all of that, you still have a financial responsibility.
And that's the part they don't speak about enough. You know what I mean? It's always about providing and the money and who's going 50-50 and all that. They don't think about the other stuff. That's a fact.
So I wouldn't say it's over. It's not over. You better come submissive and
Yeah, man. You
feminine
gotta be an
and all of
accepting
that.
woman. Yeah, you
You
gotta
have
be a
to.
better woman. Like,
For him to overlook that grim lord, you're gonna have
mm,
to. Now, when we get to 6, 7, 8
no,
kids, you
cooked.
know, your bargaining chip went out the window.
Yeah, yeah. You get whatever you can get at that point. At that point,
Right.
you take what you can get.
You just take what you can get at this point. If it's Pookie laying up on the couch
I'm
eating
sorry.
pork chops,
Well, Pookie it'll
well,
be.
that's where the love is at, I guess.
Yeah, that's where you rank. That's where you're valued at. You don't even know
Exactly.
it. But
Or, you know, another one is the African over coming for the green card, you know.
Ashy Foots
You
landing
know,
in America.
you might find love there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, not to acknowledge them kids, ma'am. You gonna have to.
That's that Ashley. F them kids is what she basically said. Like, that's crazy work.
And do Ashley got some kids? We don't know what this lady got going for herself. Is she married?
Fact.
Is she even in a relationship? How old this lady is? Does she
Mystery.
got kids? We asking a lady that we don't know nothing about advice for single moms. We don't know anything about this lady.
No.
And mind you, she gives fitness and beauty and makeup tips.
Mm-hmm. Boneless. Ashley Boneless.
All she gonna tell you is put that red lip on and a backless dress,
Open
and that's
toe
gonna
shoe.
solve all your
That'll
problems.
solve all your issues right there. Don't even worry about them kids. Put a red lip on. You be good to go.
But let's see what else this lady has to say.
I like that advice. I think that personally, a lot of people that me personally, I'll just speak on me. When I first got back into the dating world or decided that I wasn't going to take any time, any more time, I should say, with my children's father, I realized I had to know my worth and my children, my history, my dating history, and the things that I did when I was younger and unexperienced doesn't define me. And not only did I want to ask for your advice, I wanted to encourage any other ladies who are also, you know, single mothers. Like you said, you do not have to accept that as your identity. I don't make that my identity. It's just,
Jesus.
it's easier to relate to other women when they go through what you go through or maybe something similar. So I appreciate you saying you don't have to acknowledge that. And it's not you're hiding your children, because I did see that a lot too, you know, on TikTok. People were saying like, well, I don't mention, I think Shira said, you know, I don't mention having kids. And it's not that it's a lie. If they ask you if you have kids, then I guess if you're comfortable, you can share that,
Boy.
you know, but you don't have to make that your personality, because I do feel like a lot of men will look at you and say like, oh, she's a single mom. She has 2 kids. Let me offer her less. And, you know,
That's what you gonna get, damn it. Offer. Wait a minute. She said offer her less.
Offer
Like
her
we
less.
doing some kind of damn, like it's a goddamn eBay auction on some goddamn tennis shoes or something. You gonna get what he's willing to spend, or what he see you're worth it. Not your worth, but what he's willing to invest in you in whatever capacity that means. Time, money, effort, whatever. Like your worth. Oh, excuse me. He's gonna offer you less. Like, what are y'all talking about? She invoked the name Shira. Like, yeah, see, y'all listening to the wrong people. You are listening to the wrong folk. And Shira said it. I guess this one here said it. They are basically all saying the same. F them kids. They use kids as a weapon. Man, these women they not mothers. They not wives. They barely women, and they damn sure ain't ladies. I don't know where we stand at right now. Like, we're gonna denounce them low key. Like, we're gonna minimize that. Like, oh, we put that in the back burner. I'm not gonna lead. That's not gonna define me. It is gonna define you once you go into motherhood. See, that's like the ultimate. See, that I ain't even going into that. That'll be another video for another time. But in a nutshell, like being a wife, being a mother, that's part of your purpose. Like, we're gonna denounce that part. Like, well, no, we're gonna leave that now. That doesn't define me. It's not in my character. It might not be in your character, but it damn sure is in your baggage, in your value. You got to think about that, man. Oh man, Shira 7 and her goddamn foolishness. And Anyway, go ahead, Queen.
But how she chooses to become a mother, it would reflect on her character. It may not be her character overall, but it does reflect her character. Like, you gave
Very
yourself
true.
to this
Very true.
to this man, and you said you didn't know your worth, and now you know your worth, and you just, all that, and you gave 8 good years to this man that you had. I guess she said both of the children. Do she got 2 children? I don't know how
That's
many.
What she said. She said.
Okay, she got.
That's what she said.
Okay, so you gave 8 years to this man, 2 children without a ring. That does reflect on your character. It may not be the sum of it, but it does reflect on your character, ma'am.
Okay.
So this is why we just said that you have to be a exceptional for a man to want to come in and take that on. So you're going to have to work on everything else, because that's one of those things. You cannot change the fact that you're a single mom. Once you become a single mom, you can't change that fact. So you better just accept it, acknowledge it. You can't hide it, because it is. You can hear the little Grimlord in the back. How you going to hide that little Grimlord?
Exactly.
So you got to accept it, acknowledge it, and then work on what other stuff you can work on. You can't change the fact that you're a single mom. So what else can you work on so that you can attract better
or whatever you're looking for? I don't even know what you're looking for. See, again,
right.
I feel this is more chasing a rich man and offer you less, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
See, y'all chasing a high dollar, and them kids and all that. It does affect you. It affects you. It does, man. Ain't nobody buying that. Nobody buying no 4, 5, 6 kids. They gonna give you top dollar. Like, that's not how this works. They looking for top dollar. I don't think she didn't say anything about his character, or they never do, especially on this show. Jeez. But it's about what he can offer you. Like, I'm gonna get a lesser offer if he knows I got children. This is wild. And
so you're gonna hide the fact.
Yeah,
hide the fact that you're a single mom so that you can get a better offer. So what happens when he finds out that you're a single mom? What happens?
He overpaid. The price
He's
is
gonna
way
be
too
upset.
high. You need to cut it. Right.
So he's gonna be upset.
In my experience, just because I've had bad experiences, I won't let that tell me that I'm not worth what I feel that I deserve.
Bad experience. Maybe you made bad decisions.
That's fair. So it sounds like and you kind of have an idea, and you don't kind of lean into it when you go out. So that's good.
Yeah. And I guess if I'm allowed to, can I ask any encouragement that you have for young women who feel discouraged, because right now there's a lot of propaganda about, oh, you're a single mom and you have kids and this, that, and the other. How dare you have any standards? Once you feel that you've healed, why is it that you don't, the society, I should say, isn't accepting to a woman learning from her past and turning her back on bad decisions and wanting better for herself? Like, what's your advice for those women that deal with those type of men? Because there's a lot of it, especially with the Kevin Samuels thing going on.
Y'all will not let this man rest in peace. R.I.P. to the Godfather. Y'all will not let that man rest in peace. Y'all invoke his name. Y'all keep talking about him like he lives rent-free. He lives rent-free in y'all's minds because he triggered something in y'all, huh? Sometimes the truth lives on and is triggering. Yeah. Sometimes you can't let it go because it's true.
Stings.
Oh, because the men know their worth. Now they won't realize my worth. I can't get one over on the men.
That's all it is. That's all that is.
I can't do it no more. All this propaganda on the internet and Kevin Samuels with his suits and incense and all of that burning. I don't even. I can't get one over on these men. These men know their worth now. She talking about what type of encouragement. Well, you came on here to try to encourage yourself. Like,
you hype yourself up.
She came on there trying to hype herself up. She started talking to the audience like she a motivational speaker. Well, go on and tell them. What's the encouragement, ma'am?
Yeah, but if you consume that content on a daily, then that will become your reality. I'm not saying a lot of the stuff that some men will say isn't true. I'm not going to say that. But if you consume it, then you're going to live in a bubble. You're going to stay home. You're going to believe I'm never going to find someone. No one's ever going to love me. I'm never going to find anyone. You're just going to lock yourself away.
Look, who said she was looking for love?
I agree. I personally, I stopped subscribing to, and it wasn't, the For You page will kind of like throw little things out at you and see if you'll listen to it. So I'll listen to see what they're talking about. And then when I get the idea that it's like a mom bashing or, whatever it is, something that's not productive to your confidence, your self-esteem, I will get off of that. Like, I'll hit not interested quickly. Like, I'm not gonna listen.
Right. My question too always is to the ladies and to the guys. What is your life like in real life? So when you're not on social media, are men approaching you? That's my question to you. Is the reality of your situation different from what they're saying online? That's how I like everyone to look at it. Forget what people say to you, call you this. They could say anything about you. But when you leave your house, what is the reality?
You know what? She's talking about is the men approaching her. They might approach her all day. And this is where y'all keep getting it confused, that just because men approach you, they don't see that you're a single mom. Once you start talking and you reveal that, then they see that you're a single mom and whatever. They know, okay, I'm going to put her here and there, and this is what I'm going to do with her. Like, y'all don't understand that just because a man wants to have sex with you or talks to you or approaches you does not mean that he wants a relationship with you or that he wants to marry you. Like, y'all keep getting it so confused. Why is it so confusing?
Man, look, they at a car dealership looking for a house. That's what they looking for. That's where they at with it. Like, who said anything about love? You said offer and money and this and that and value and worth. Like, they're not chasing some motherfucking affection or love, loyalty to lock in. They don't want that. That's not what's at stake here. Like, this is crazy. This is bimbo babble at its finest right here. Like, Kev ain't do nothing to y'all. The truth is the truth. Red pill. Y'all ever saw The Matrix? Like, it's just, you're going to take this and you're going to be awakened to what's going on. You're going to see it and you can't unsee it. That's all. Yeah. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of men who don't even think like that. I know a few. Like, some dudes are still, on the blue pill side. They just, going along with it, and they'll trick off and deal with whoever. You have 35 kids. Yeah, you can do that. Some dudes are not. Like, it was just an awakening, and it was so real that it still hurts. Yeah, y'all still butthurt of what this man said years ago. Like, it rings true. It's gonna live on forever because, like you said, Queen, is the truth. The truth is the light. Like, he ain't say nothing wrong, but y'all invoke Shira 7 and sprinkle and all that. Like, that's the motherfucker who should be targeted. That's the criminal.
Exactly.
Right there.
And before y'all get in these comments and say that I'm a pick me, let me explain something to you. Kevin Samuel spoke a truth that it's like, sometimes stuff to be true, but the people around you is not on that type of time. So they gaslight you, as the modern terminology. They make you think that you're crazy, that you want to have standards for your life. You don't want to be a baby mama. You don't want to be ratchet out here. You don't want to be a hyena. So when he spoke these things, okay, I realized that, dang, I was on the right path. I ain't crazy for trying to, want to live, the right way and not be out here wilding out. So that's why he resonated with me. No, nobody else had to tell me about Kevin Samuels or nothing. When I first heard him, I thought he was a little harsh. Then as I listened to him, okay, I realized that this is how your father was supposed to talk to you. This is how your uncle, your godfather, the men in your family was supposed to talk to you like that. I lost my father when I was 14. So I didn't have that. I did have a brother that, he was like a father figure to me. So, and he would say some things that I would feel like that was harsh. So it made me realize that this man is not being harsh. He didn't say it to be mean. He didn't say it to do all of that. He said it he really wanted to save the Black community. It was for the betterment of the community.
Definitely.
That's all.
No, it's so true. It's just we can't give it to you in the Disney form anymore. We can't say it to you nice. He said it directly. He said it very poignantly and with stats, and he could back it up with presentation. That's why they didn't like Kev to a certain extent. But everything he said was true. And let me follow up. Like, again, there's a lot of things Kev taught the Black man for sure. Me in particular. There's a lot of things he said that hit and it made me think, boom. But a lot of things he said was just reinforced. Like it was something that we were already on that. Like we already knew something ain't right. Like you couldn't put your finger on it. It was, he put a lot of terms to these things like high value man and all of that kind of stuff or whatever, sexual market value. He put the terms and he coined the phrases, but the rhetoric was there before him. And what it did, it just hit everybody. It hit the chicken heads and the 304s. It hit them hard because they ain't never heard it before. They used to people pampering them and hitting them with kid gloves. It hit the men that like myself who were already on that. And, okay, this is the right path. We need to follow up with this. And it hit the men who weren't on that. Oh, this is how it is? All right, let me listen to the brother, take the red pill and go on about their business. So it did have a cultural effect. And it did, I think the effect it had was intended. The intended effect definitely played out. Like it did kind of help us to a certain extent. But to these biddies who probably was trying to get over or was getting over, now they can't get over as easily anymore. And Ashley, for the most part, here's another one. Like your platform probably wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for what Kev did. Think about that. Like now they need advice because they was winning. Before the red pill, quote unquote, they blame Kev for all of this red pill. All of that is on Kevin Samuels' plate. So let's say that before Kevin Samuels, you could run around and get money and do things and nobody questioned you and you can have 35 kids and all that. Now they need answers and they need help and all that. That's why we have an Ask Ashley and all this kind of nonsense. Like,
yeah. And red pill and manosphere is not something new. It's been around. No, it's just that the Black men started to join the movement. And then they realized I ain't doing all of that. I ain't dealing with the hyenas and stuff. No. And then you have the sisters reacting. Black men want to do this and they don't want to take care of us and they dusty and all of that. Like, so the red pill and manosphere has been around. It was around way before Kevin Samuels said anything on the subject.
That's a fact.
And also, let's make note that he was talking to the men and Black women said nothing. When he started addressing us Black women, here go the uproar.
Yep.
To answer your question, yes, men do, approach me. And I think when they hear my standards for myself, it's, I don't have a ridiculous expectation for people that's unrealistic for even myself. I give grace to everyone because I'm a human too. We all have, we're all humans. However, yes, they do. But I do think that once they learn that, especially this is more common with men without kids. And me personally, I'm not a fan of dating men without kids just because I just don't think that, number one, I don't want to have any more kids. Okay. So I know that about myself and I don't want to set up
that affect your offer
room for someone to get into something that they think that they're going to get something that they're not. But yes, my reality is different from online. And so that's why I also said I wanted to encourage a lot of other single women because we're in this chat and we're listening and we're having these conversations. And sometimes it looks different for us. So I just wanted to hear from your perspective, what you advise. So I really appreciate that.
Yes, you're welcome. And again, like you said, your real life is not what they're saying about or talking about online. So just lean into that, you know?
Actually, it is.
Thank you. I appreciate
So,
that. And anyone else that's in the comments that can relate, or maybe not, just have an open mind. I thank you, Ashley, for having an open mind and having an open platform for ladies. Like they're saying, oh, she needs to vent. We all do sometimes, but this really isn't about venting. It's just I wanted to hear from another woman that's wise, about a different array of topics. So this is just one of them. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, Ashley, for
You're welcome,
letting me on.
beautiful.
Have a great night.
Good night. Bye-bye. Not saying that things on the internet aren't necessarily
this is so
true,
stupid.
but a good way to gauge that, prove people wrong, is just to live your life. What is your real life like? What is it? How is it like when you go out
You,
into the real world? It's like she was talking about a man, so I'm gonna talk about men because she was talking specifically about dating. So as a mom, because she said she was a mom, when you go out, this goes for anyone watching or any of the ladies here. When you go out and you walk into the store, the department store, the luxury store, you go for dinner, whatever it is, wherever it is you're going, what is your experience? Are people approaching you? Do people want to get to know you? Are people asking for dates? Are people stopping in the middle of traffic, jumping out cars to come and try to talk to you? What is the experience like? That's it. Forget what the internet is saying. Forget what you commenting under
Ashley,
people post. Oh no, this ain't true. This ain't true. This is true. What is your real life like?
what you just said is what just happened to this young lady. This is her reality. You telling her to ignore this, what's on the internet, but she just told you this is what happens in real life. Yeah, they approach me and I got standards, and then once they find out I got kids with these standards, they back down. So we're gonna say that this is propaganda when it's playing out in real life in front of you. This is retarded, man. Be careful who you give your ear to. You know what I mean? Just because you sit in front of a ring light, greasy, and act like you got all this money, I don't know about her qualifications as somebody to give advice. Cause she just told her the two opposite things. Like, if it's your real life, go with that. But if you hear it on the internet, don't listen to it. Well, what she hears on the internet is matching up to her real life. I'm done. I can't, man. I can't. Look, if you have all these babies with all these different dudes, your standard's gonna have to go down. You're gonna have to bring your price down a little bit. You're just gonna have to. Period. Then her value, the offer she's gonna get, you don't think that's affected by you don't want to have any kids anymore? Okay, so this man is 30 something, no kids, prominent, on top of the world, heading up the ladder. He's got to be resigned to take care of another person's kids. He can have his own. There's your value. There's a gap right there. What if he wanted to lock in and be totally 100% serious with you and give you, well, she didn't say she was looking for love, but lock in with you and give you the world and let you, be part of his growth and on the team and put you down with him and all that, but he can't have no kids with you. That's going to affect your value. They just say stuff, man. They just out here, they battle reality. That's what makes you delusional. Like, this is just the reality. We can say we don't ignore it. Oh, don't listen to it. It does define you. It is the truth. What they saying about you is true. Like, come on, man. We got to stop, man. I'm getting a headache. Queen, I'm going to turn it over to you before we get up out of here.
Ashley just sit there and say, are they taking you on dates? Are they approaching you? Are they doing this? Are they doing that? But did she ever say, do they want to be in a relationship with you? Do they want to marry you? Are they proposing to you? She didn't say nothing about that. Yeah, they might approach her. They might take her on trips and stuff like that and buy her bags and stuff like that. They might. But the offer of marriage or relationship, that's not happening. And the exception is not the rule, because I know people will jump in the comments. Oh, I know plenty of single moms that have gotten married. I do too. My sister-in-law was a single mom.
It's not impossible.
And my brother was a single dad. They met, fell in love, got married. It's not impossible, but I will say that my sister-in-law is an exceptional woman.
You're gonna have to be. It's the only way it's gonna work.
So I have nothing but, high praises for this lady, like the way she carried herself and things like that. So she was an exceptional woman. And another thing, I'll just say this, because she had a son, so he was able to discipline him. And, he got to a certain age, she sent him to live with his father. I don't know if it was a thought process. Okay, well, he's a boy. He's gonna, rebel, or he might go toe to toe with his stepfather. I don't know. Or maybe she just thought, he's a boy. He needs to be with his father. I never really had that conversation with her to see why he went to go live with his father. Just because we ain't seen it happen does not mean that it happens every day, all day, to every single mom. If that was the case, these women would not be calling the Kendra G show talking about they got multiple kids and they can't find no good man. It would be no problem. It wouldn't be a conversation piece then if single moms could find a man that they want.
See?
It wouldn't be a topic.
That's a fact. It wouldn't be. Like, we wouldn't be having these conversations, man. This is what I'm trying to say. Like, this, you got to navigate these grim lords. And like you just said about, he's coming of age. Or you got one, she's going through puberty. She's got boys. Like, these are not your kids, but you're going to have to navigate through this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this all plays into the value. And I was raised by a single mother. My boss was in the pen my whole life. Recently, he just came out. But my mom's raised me. So I'm not knocking or bashing. I'm just saying, when you lock in from a man's perspective, and I also played the stepdaddy once in my life, and I'll never do it again. But you got to negotiate. You got to navigate these things. These are not your children, but they are in the mix. This is going to be at play. She says she don't want no more kids. So these are the only interaction of kids you're going to have if you lock in with this woman. Like, and everybody's not good for those prospects, man. I mean, it's just real. Man, we got to be realistic. We can dodge and you might not like the reality, but the reality is the reality. And that's just that, man. I don't know, man. All these platforms and these advice groups, and they got chats and all this to try to help them cope. But the truth is the truth, man. We cannot dodge the facts. That's it. You got to be an exceptional woman. Your price can't be that high when you got these kids and all this baggage and no kids, this, that, the third. This one, it's gonna cost you. Got to have 6 figures and all. Like, come on, man, really.
And nobody said that you had to lower your standards, like in a sense where it's below average. Like, everybody should have standards, but where they so high, that's where we're saying you need to lower them. These women do not come in with just the average regular standards. Like, to me, regular standards is he's a good guy, go to work every day, he got a job, he got something going for himself, like good character. Like, I think that's some good standards to have. Like, that's an average brother. So take care of his bills, take care of his business, whether he got kids, stuff like that. He's a morally upright man. Like, I don't think there's nothing wrong with having those type of standards. But when we talk about how tall he has to be, what he has to look like, what the PP looking, the inches is like it gets outrageous. How much money he got to make. Like, come on now. Those are the standards that we're saying you need to lower that.
You got to cut
we
that.
ain't telling you that you got to go find a dude with no job. Now, in some cases, these women, that's who's gonna find you. the mom with 7 kids.
From those.
That's who gonna find you, is the dude without a job. But we not telling you to go find him.
Man,
this is just having average, regular standards. You're a human being. You should have regular
Okay.
standards. You should have a sense of self-worth. But when it's highly inflated, you think more than you ought to of yourself. Like, nah, it's bringing you back to reality. That's all.
Facts.
Ain't nobody trying to hate on you. Ain't nobody trying to bash you. Because y'all say that a lot in the comments. Not our day ones, not our people that's, you know, BSO.
Y'all understand.
But, you know, them hyenas are coming in the comments and talking about, we hating. Hating on what?
You know what?
There's nothing to hate on.
Yes, man.
But anyways, that's all we're saying is just have average standards. Like, you cannot go in there acting like you own the place. You just can't. You know, you got to be realistic. That's all.
Be more realistic. Anyway, we're going to leave it right there. You guys heard what we think. More importantly, we want to know what you guys think. So get down there in the comment section. Let us know if you agree, disagree. We were on base, off base. You know, we are 360-degree thinkers on this platform. Free thought always promoted, celebrated. Number one here. Leave a like on your way out. Sub up if you so choose to. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be notified when we drop some more of the bangers. Y'all be safe out there. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate the engagement, all the conversation, the traction on the channel. It's been wonderful. We couldn't do this without y'all. We love y'all, man. Y'all be safe out there. We catch you on the next one.